Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today's a different subject than I usually pick up in the course of these special order hours. Today, normally we come down here and we talk about how we're going to create jobs, how we're going to make better opportunities for people through education and making it in America, rebuilding our infrastructure, manufacturing, and the like. But today there's something else on my mind, and it happens to be an issue that I first came across in school, elementary school. On the school grounds of McCallum Hill Elementary School, a three-room school built in the late 1800s, there were not many kids, but there was always one kid that seemed to be picked on. I'm not exactly sure why that young boy was the one to be picked on, but he was bullied. As years go by, I suspect we forget about those things. But we know that the children are always listening. They're listening on the school grounds to each other, and they're likely to join in bullying and picking on some kid on the grounds. And that happened in McCallum Hill Elementary School many, many years ago. And as our own kids were growing up, my wife would always say, remember, the children are listening. They're listening to what you have to say, and they're going to copy what you say. The year 2000, I was with my wife at a concert here in the Washington area, and Peter, Paul, and Mary were performing that night. And towards the end of the performance, Peter Yarrow said, I have a new song, and I'd like you to pay careful attention to this song. This song's really important to me. And I suppose there's other songs dealing with wars and peace and were equally important. But he highlighted this particular song. And the song was Don't Laugh at Me. Don't call me names. Don't make fun of me because I'm short or tall or wear glasses. After the performance was over, we were invited to go out to dinner with Peter that night. And he said, what'd you think of the song? And I said, it reminded me of my school. Because people were laughing at that kid. He said, I want you to do something. He said, I want you to take this song and make it into a national movement against bullying, to try to teach our young children to stop bullying. I told him I didn't have time for that we were returning to California after the 2000 election. And he said, that doesn't make any sense, because California has the same problem. Well, I learned right away you don't say no to Peter Yarrow. And so I began to work with them on a program that became known as Operation Respect. I worked with them for about 3 to 4 years, and then I moved on, and Operation Respect has moved on. It is now found in 22,000 schools across the United States. A simple program, you can find it online. Operation Respect, you can download the song, you can download the text. It's there. 22,000 schools across the United States are trying to help our young children understand what bullying means. Bullying means that 160,000 American children do not go to school each day because they're afraid. They're afraid to endure another day of bullying, verbal, sometimes physical, from their peers. 22% of teenagers in a national study of adolescents reported that they had been bullied or victimized. And the reasons for bullying are many. Usually it's about looks. 55% say it's looks. Body shape, too big, too tall, too fat, too slender, 37%. And race, 16%. Students who experience bullying are at an increased risk of poor adjustment in schools, sleep difficulties, anxiety, depression. And students who engage in the bullying behavior also are at risk for academic problems, substance abuse, violent behavior, later in their adolescence and adulthood. Approximately 30% of young people admit to bullying others in surveys, and 70% of young people say that they have seen bullying in their schools. And I did when I was growing up. And 70% of school staffs say that they see it. 81% of students who identify as LGBT were bullied last year based on their sexual orientation. So what does it mean? Well, it means that certain lives are seriously disrupted, unhappiness, depression in those lives. But it also means violence. Remember Columbine? The perpetrators were frequently harassed by athletes and other students before coming to school, and then they came to school with firearms and explosives, killing 13 and injuring 21. Remember Virginia Tech? Sing-Hee Chu was picked on and bullied by his peers before he killed 32 people in 2007. And in Santa Barbara, California, the shooter wrote a 130-page manifesto about how he had been severely bullied in high school, and he killed 6 and injured 14. There are those that are violent to others and equally violent to themselves. 12-year-old Rebecca Sidwick suffered from cyberbullying. She received messages over social media, and she killed herself. In Montana, an 18-year-old, learning disabilities, committed suicide. Another shot himself in the chest after enduring bullying and hazing from the high school football team. He was pushed into lockers, punched in the head, and he quit the football team after the first week telling his dad, "I'm being picked on at school." In the suicide note he left that night, he shot himself. He blamed bullying. The children are listening. They listen to each other. They learn bullying, and they carry it on. Operation Respect attempts to deal with this. And Peter Yarrow's song from Peter, Paul, and Mary, "Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me because I'm tall, I'm short, I'm black, I'm white. I'm young, I'm old, I wear glasses. Don't laugh at me." But the children are listening. And across America, what are the children listening to today? What are they listening to today by our leaders? By people who purport to lead the strongest nation in the world. What are they hearing? My daughter's a kindergarten teacher. Her kids come to class, and they're repeating what they hear on television. They're calling each other a desperate person. They're calling each other, "He's a desperate person. He's a sad, he's a pathetic person." Kids come to class, and they're repeating what they heard on television. He doesn't even use his last name. He's a sad person. He's gone absolutely crazy. I mean, this guy's a nervous wreck. I've never seen anything like it. They repeat what they've heard on television. So what are our kids learning? What are they learning from people who want to be our national leader? No, they're probably learning that you can say things like, he's the least talented. He's done poorly. He goes away like a little sheep. And maybe our kids are talking to each other, and they're repeating what they've heard on television. You could see the blood coming out of her eyes. She's a bimbo. Look at that face. Would anyone vote for that? Can you imagine that face on the next president? I mean, she's a woman, and I'm supposed to say bad things, but really, come on. Are we serious? The kids are listening, folks. The kids are listening to the national debate. For years, we've known bullying's a problem. We know it. We see it in the classrooms. We see the result of violence. We see the fact of disrespect. We know it leads to shootings. We know it leads to school shootings. We know it leads to suicides. And yet on our national television every night, people that want to lead this nation are bullying each other. They're saying disrespectful things that are personal, that don't have a thing to do with policy, just as though it was a kindergarten school ground. Now, I watched his little act. He's a desperate guy. He's not presidential material, I can tell you. Doesn't have the demeanor. He's a nervous Nelly. Putting on makeup with a trowel. He was so scared, like a little puppy. That's bullying. That's bullying. And if you were a kindergarten, you'd be at the principal's office. Our kids are listening. So what's the message? That it's okay to bully? It's okay to demean people? What's the message? 160,000 kids stay home from school each day because of bullying. And on national television, they purport to lead this nation. So what are we to do? I guess we're going to have to take programs like Operation Respect and Operation Trevor and other programs that try to help our children understand the result of bullying, what actually happens, not just to the children that engage, that are being bullied, but also to those who engage in bullying. So what are we teaching? What are we teaching our children? And what Pandora's box are we opening across this nation when demeaning each other is the national discourse in how we select the next president of the United States? That it's okay to call your rival names, not about their policies, not about what we're going to do with our national security, but rather what makeup you might be wearing or the nature of one's face. Calling each other unhinged, unstable, a liar. Is this what we've come to? That night, Peter Yarrow sang that song for the first time in concert. Don't laugh at me. Don't call me names. Don't make fun of me. There are consequences. There are consequences. You tear a person down far enough, maybe you'll win an election. But every child across this nation is listening. They're listening. And what are they going to do when they go to school the next day? Well, it's okay. We could call each other names. Can make fun at you. I could laugh at you. After all, it's on television. Had one of those sweet little mustaches. Maybe we got to make sure his pants weren't wet. Maybe he should sue whoever did that face, did that to his face. Operation Respect. 22,000 schools across this nation trying to impart to our children that we all have value. That whether you're tall or short or fat, whether you're black or white or whatever color, whatever you want to be in life, it's okay. It's okay. You're important. You have value. We're not going to demean each other. We're not going to bully each other. You're important. Whatever you are, whatever you may be, you're important. That's Operation Respect. Trying to teach the young children in 22,000 schools to respect each other, to respect the differences, to understand and to learn that we all share space on this planet. And in each one of us, whatever we may be, whatever we may think about the solution to the world's problems, we have value. And so, tonight I'll go back from this chamber, go back to my home, and I'll turn the TV on, and I will guarantee you that I will find a presidential candidate bullying another candidate, just as though it was a school ground. And I know that the children are watching. And I know that all that Operation Respect is trying to do, that all of the other programs around this nation that are trying to teach our children to respect each other, to not engage in bullying, I know that their work will be erased from the blackboard by tonight's television. After all, it's Super Tuesday. And leading up to Super Tuesday, you and I know what we have heard. And is our nation better for it? I don't think so. Because I know that the children are watching. And I know somehow an awful message is going out across this nation. That it's okay to demean another person. It's okay to pick on somebody because of their makeup, because of the nature of their face, because they happen to be a woman. I fear the result of all of this. I don't fear the policies. The policies come and go. We debate here on the floor. More military, less military, more education, less education. The environment's good. Climate change is real, climate change is not. That's legitimate. That's the way America ought to be. But to call a woman a bimbo, to say you peed your pants, what in the world is this all about? It's about our children, it's about our future, and about telling us what it is okay to do. Well, it is not okay. Because the children are listening, And thank God we have organizations, Operation Respect and others, that are somehow trying to push back. Push back. We're not going to stop every violent act. At least some kid isn't going to pick up a gun and walk into the school and start blasting away because he has been bullied. I yield back.